All right, Sistas fans. Now, let me make it clear. I have no issue whatsoever with Danni declining Preston's random, out of nowhere engagement. Seriously. No, for real. I have no issue at all. My issue is that Danni is going to resort to classic Danni shenanigans. We know that Q is pushing up on her pretty strongly because he needs a place to stay. I think we can all agree on that. My issue is, instead of like confronting the Preston scenario, in terms of talking it out, why she doesn't want to get married to him. I mean, we know in the promo, she's like, Preston, that ring is meant for another woman. I'm still thinking Mindy is a nobody, that she doesn't exist. He probably came up with that story. Whether or not Zach influenced him, I don't know, but he probably came up with that story just to entice Danni to be with him. And we do have a moment in the promo where it's the next morning. Danny's getting ready to go to work. She doesn't even look at Preston, and he like face palms in a pillow. So obviously their night together didn't go all that well. So what I'm thinking is this. We know that in the promo, she questions Q. It's like every time Q tries to push up on her, she, is cautious, especially after the Jonah situation. Look, why are you pushing up on me so much? And it's like, no, we're not doing that. And, basically having a counter for every advance he tries to make towards her. But what I'm fearing is we're going to see Danni be pushed closer to Q the more Preston tries, to get her to be with him. But the problem with that is we've already seen these two go out for drinks. And I feel like Danni is going to eat from the, tree of knowledge. But in this case, I don't think any knowledge is being utilized by her. And that's going to bite her in the butt. And then she's going to be running back to Preston. And I think that Tyler really dropped the ball by making Preston this clingy. Same thing with Aaron. He's not at that level, but he is getting to that level. Aaron is the simp to end all simps on this show. Preston is climbing the ranks at this rate. I mean, the only thing we haven't really seen is, him rubbing her feet and getting her ice cream. But he has cooked multiple times and paid the rent 3 months in advance. So I think that, tops foot rubs and ice cream. That's just my opinion there. Not to mention Aaron's talking about moving in with Karen while she was having a baby. But, he didn't pay any rent. So I do feel like when it boils down to it, Danni is probably going to be pushed closer to Q the more Preston tries to get her to come around to him, which I feel is stupid on so many levels. And yet again, like with Jonah, I don't feel bad for Danni. You know what? Bring Q to the apartment. Bring Q to the apartment. I'm not saying Preston. You know what? I hope Preston isn't even there. I hope he either leaves or he isn't there. And then Q screws her over the same way he screwed over Maurice and Calvin. Not in terms of getting her locked up, but, taking her stuff and whatnot. And then she's left high and dry looking for a way out. I wouldn't feel bad. Just like with the Jonah situation. I did not feel bad because she put herself in that scenario. That's not trying to victim shame. But if you look at the events leading up to what went down, hey, that's what happened. So I think Danni is probably going to entertain Q more and more. I mean, this is just like, when she saw Preston on that date with that veterinarian or whatever, and she just called up El Fuego for one night together, and he got in his feelings, and, I'm shocked he didn't turn into a Jonah himself. So Danni hasn't changed at all. And for Preston to pull out that damn ring is stupid as hell. So let's talk about it more in the comments. What do you think? Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. He deserves better.